Welcome back, Dutch Miller Tailgate Show here in the Kanawha Valley. We are at George Washington High School, South Charleston and GW tonight, opening game of the season. Frank Gardenia, the football queen Lisa Odie, and the All-Pro Carl Lee. We talk about this South Charleston team. We mentioned GW earlier, and we touched on Grant Wells, the quarterback at GW. They have always had a little bit of a quarterback tradition here. When that happens, Carl, how easy is it to continue that?
Well, especially if you're in a system that's throwing football, that's a must. And I'm not sure really how that actually happens, keeps happening for them, but that's a benefit. If you've got a leader, because that quarterback is going to lead that football team, it's going to lead that offense to the success that they're looking for.
We also have with us P.E. McClanahan, the principal at South Charleston. First year, right?
First year, first few days, actually.
Let me tell you this. You've already done a great job in taking down the Carl Lee statue.
Oh,
no.
I noticed that.
It was up. They just ripped it down.
I should have warned you that this is an anti-Carl Lee group, okay?
Okay, well, I'll have your back, Coach.
What do we have to do to get that project going? There we go.
I'm sure you did.
For you, the start of a school year, that's an exciting time of the year for teachers, administrators, coaches. How excited are you to be at South Charleston?
I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled. We've had a great first 4 days, first week of the school year. Students have been really on task, engaged in the classroom. Teachers have been doing a very good job instructing. We've had a lot of compliments from what our students have been doing. Teachers are proud of them. I'm excited to be here, very excited.
You know who his athletic director is, don't you?
I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
You know who his athletic director is now, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Bryce Castro.
And I'll say this. I don't think you could do any better.
I told Bryce, I said, he's the first hire I've been allowed to make, and he's probably going to be the best hire I ever get to make. So I'm thrilled to have Bryce back. I mean, he won a state championship in '94. He's been the athletic director. He's a community guy. He has collegiate experience as an athletic director, and also from the student services. I believe he's vice president of student services at West Virginia State University. So he brings a lot of different aspects and sees a lot of different angles, not just an athletic perspective. He's a very good teacher, a respected person, and I couldn't be more thrilled to have Bryce on the staff.
What does it do for school spirit when you have a good football season at the start of the school year?
Well, you always hear, if the football season goes well, the school year is going to go well. So we're going to find out. Obviously, we're focused on academics too, and we really want to sell that at South Charleston. And we've looked at our test scores, and our goal is to eventually be a top 25 school in math and English, and kind of compare sports rankings and test score rankings to try to create that link there in the classroom. But I think the kids, if they see success on the football field or in their other athletic endeavors, soccer or golf or cheerleading, it gives them confidence. It gives them something to be proud of, and I think it can help propel a good school year.
It's been a different kind of year this year in Kanawha County with the time changes with the high school and elementary times. It kind of flipped, and you guys, the elementary starting earlier, and you guys started a later time. How has that affected the way that you handle your practices with different kinds of sports and being able to balance with the kids' academics?
Yeah, well, the idea behind that is to allow the teenagers to sleep in a little bit more, because the studies show that really their brain's not working until probably mid-morning. And I think a lot of adults are that way too. So I think academically it's going to be a positive thing for us. It's been an adjustment with sports, but the kids we just shifted everything back an hour or so. And I know the community center, we've been down at the community center talking about basketball practice. They're going to work with us with a basketball practice. So the community, we use Little Creek Park for our soccer. Bryce has worked with the city to arrange practice slots. It's actually been pretty seamless, I think. Now, knock on wood, but and a lot of that has to do with the support we get from the city and also the organization skills of Bryce. I haven't had to worry too much about, and our coaches too. So it's been smooth so far.
We were talking about the football schedule earlier. Carl and I, we think you should fire Bryce, even though he didn't set up the schedule. That's obviously had nothing to do with But you guys play a tough schedule to start the year.
I'm not sure that's a tougher schedule in the Big 12, to be honest. So it's very difficult. It's our kids get an opportunity to be challenged every week, and it's going to be very difficult to go undefeated, but very few teams ever go undefeated. So if we can get better each week, I think that's what we'll be looking for. And it is what it is.
Is it possible to manage parents when you if you go through a tough time, whether it be football or basketball? Because sometimes, you have these ups and you have the downs. And we've gotten to this place now where winning is everything. And so one bad season is like, oh no, everybody's got to go. I mean, is there a thought process already in advance to say, what do we do? How do we do that? And that's not taking away from the positive of going into a season saying we're going to be successful, but the what if.
Well, we're blessed to have quite a few coaches that have a lot of experience. So they've gone through some ups and downs. I think as long as we keep athletics in the proper context in the school, and like you said, it's difficult because everybody wants to win right now, and if you don't win the championship, there's only one team that does. A lot of people will see that as a failed season. Sports goes hand in hand with academics to create a good citizen. And sports teaches us teamwork, collaboration, teaches us how to be good winners, but also how to bounce back through tough times. And I know everybody wants to win every Friday night or Thursday night in this case, but if we can learn those lessons that sports teach us and keep everything in the proper perspective, that's actually the valuable lesson, because most of us aren't going to play in the NFL. Most of us aren't going to go play Major League Baseball or Major League Soccer. So if we can draw lessons, life lessons from sports experiences, that's ultimately what we want to do. And we have to do a good job communicating that to the parents and the students.
He has thick skin. He's an umpire. You umpire behind home plate. You hear a lot of you develop thick skin.
Yeah, you hear a few things. I do some basketball too, and the good thing about basketball is the next play is on the way. Or in baseball, there's some time between innings where people can kind of gig you a little bit. But,
P.E. McClanahan with us from South Charleston. P.E., thanks for being here.
Thank you guys very much for having me.
New principal at South Charleston High School. Back with more after this.